Since the dawn of civilization, violent natural disasters have been a part of life on Earth, yet the death tolls from the oldest of these catastrophes have been lost to history. According to a 2020 study published in the journal Proceedings of the National Academies of Sciences opens in new tab, the entire Minoan civilization was wiped out around 1600 BC on the ancient Mediterranean island of Thera, currently Santorini, Greece. But precisely how many people perished? The answer is unknown. Here are a few of nature's ugliest ramps.
Number 11.
The 2004 tsunami and earthquake in the Indian Ocean. The destructive magnitude 9.1 earthquake that occurred off the west coast of Sumatra, Indonesia on December 26, 2004 is tied for 10th position. An enormous tsunami caused by the earthquake uprooted nearly 2 million people from their homes in 14 South Asian and East African nations, killing about 230,000 people. With a maximum speed of 500 miles per hour, 804 kilometers per hour, the tsunami arrived on the land about 15 to 20 minutes after the earthquake, leaving inhabitants little time to seek refuge on higher ground. The earthquake and tsunami are thought to have caused $10 billion in damages. This incident is ranked as the third largest earthquake in recorded history since 1900, and its tsunami claimed more lives than any other tsunami. Number 10. The Tianjin earthquake of 1976. According to a report by the U.S. Geological Survey, USGS opens a new tab. A magnitude 7.8 earthquake destroyed the Chinese city of Tangshan at 3:42 a.m. on July 28, 1976. Over 240,000 people lost their lives in Tangshan, an industrial city with a population of about 1 million at the time of the accident. Although this was the reported death toll, some experts believe that it is significantly understated and that the actual number of fatalities was probably closer to 700,000. According to reports, 85% of Tangshan's buildings fell, and tremors could be felt more than 100 miles, 180 kilometers, away in Beijing, China. It took several years for Tangshan to be reconstructed to its former splendor. Number 9. The Antioch earthquake of AD 526. A definite death toll for the Antioch earthquake is difficult to find, as it is for any catastrophes that occurred millennia ago. Approximately 250,000 people perish when a temblor struck the Byzantine Empire city in May 526, today's Turkey and Syria, according to contemporary chronicler John Malalas. Malalas ascribed the catastrophe to the anger of God and claimed that everything in Antioch that the earthquake did not destroy was destroyed by fires. The death toll was larger than it would have been at other times of the year because the city was crowded with visitors celebrating Ascension Day, the Christian holiday that honors Jesus' ascension into heaven, according to a 2007 report in the Medieval History Journal opens in new tab. Number 8. The Haiyan earthquake of 1920. Geologist Deng Kaidong of the Chinese Academy of Sciences stated at a seminar opens in new tab in 2010 that the Haiyan earthquake was the largest and most intense earthquake ever recorded in China. On December 16, 1920, an earthquake that struck Haiyuan County in north-central China also shook the nearby provinces of Gansu and Shaanxi. On the Richter scale, it was allegedly a 7.8, although China now says it was an 8.5. Additionally, there are differences in the number of fatalities. According to a 2010 study opens in new tab by Chinese seismologists, the death toll may have reached as high as 273,400. The USGS opens in new tab, estimated that there were 200,000 overall victims. Number 7. The Kilauea cyclone of 1839. According to NOAA's Atlantic Oceanographic and Meteorological Laboratory Hurricane Research Division opens in new tab, according the cyclone made landfall in the port city of Coringa on India's Bay of Bengal on November 25, 1839, whipping up a storm surge of 40 feet, 12 meters. Like many storms that occurred before the 20th century, the hurricane's category and wind speed remains unknown. Along with 300,000 estimated lives lost, about 20,000 ships and vessels were sunk. Number 6. The 1881 Haiphong typhoon. The 1881 typhoon that struck the port city of Haiphong in northeastern Vietnam on October 8 is tied with the Coringa cyclone as the 6th deadliest natural disaster. Additionally, it is estimated that this hurricane killed 300,000 people. Number 5. The Haiti earthquake of 2010. One of the 3 deadliest earthquakes in recorded history was the horrific magnitude 7.0 earthquake that rocked Haiti on January 12, 2010, just northwest of Port-au-Prince. Since Haiti is one of the most impoverished nations in the Western Hemisphere and has only seen a few significant earthquakes, it is particularly vulnerable to damage and casualties. 3 million individuals may have been impacted by the earthquake. Estimates of the death toll varied widely. Initially, the Haitian government put the number of dead at 230,000, but in January 2011, they increased it to 316,000. Around 160,000 deaths were reported in a 2010 research that was published in the journal Medicine, Conflict and Survival Opinions in New Tab, but only 100,000 deaths were reported by the USGS. These discrepancies highlight how difficult it is to quantify deaths even in the modern period, not to mention the political controversy surrounding the official figures. Number 4. The Bhola cyclone of 1970. On November 12–13, 1970, this tropical storm made landfall in what is now Bangladesh, East Pakistan. The storm had winds that reached 130 miles per hour, 205 kilometers per hour, which is the equivalent of a Category 4 major hurricane on the Saffir-Simpson hurricane scale, according to NOAA's Hurricane Research Division opens in New Tab. Before it reached shore, a storm surge measuring 35 feet, 10.6 meters, poured across the low-lying islands around the Bay of Bengal, causing extensive flooding. The storm surge and the failure to evacuate led to a high death toll of between 300,000 and 500,000 persons. The National Hurricane Center and the Pakistan Meteorological Department recognized in a 1971 study that it was difficult to estimate the number of fatalities, in part because of the large number of seasonal workers who had flocked to the region for the rice harvest. According to the World Meteorological Organization opens in New Tab, the Bhola storm is the deadliest tropical cyclone on record as of the time this article was written, and the damages were projected to be around $86 billion. Number 3. The Shanxi earthquake of 1556. China's Shanxi province was struck by the deadliest earthquake ever on January 23, 1556. According to the Science Museums of China, the quake, known as the Jiajing Great Earthquake after the emperor whose reign happened, destroyed a 621 square mile, 1,000 square kilometer portion of the nation. As the Yadong or cave dwellings dug into the region's lowest plateaus fell, an estimated 830,000 people perished. The actual size of the earthquake is lost to history, but geophysicists of the present day estimate it to have been approximately magnitude 8. Number 2. The Yellow River Flood of 1887. Thanks to a series of dikes constructed to restrict the river as it flowed through the countryside of central China, the Yellow River, Huanghe, in that country was perilously located well above the majority of the land nearby in the late 1880s. These dikes had accumulated silt over time, progressively raising the river's elevation. According to Encyclopedia of Disasters, Environmental Catastrophes, and Human Tragedies, Greenwood Publishing Group, 2008, the river flooded 5,000 square miles, 12,949 square km, of nearby low-lying territory in September 1887 after a period of torrential rainfall swollen it. Number 1. The Yangtze River Floods of 1931. The Central China floods of 1931, the deadliest natural disaster in recorded history, were brought on by excessive rainfall over central China in July and August of that year. As spring snowmelt mixed with the more than 24 inches, 600 millimeters, of rain that poured during July alone, the Yangtze River overflowed its banks. High amounts were also observed in the Yellow River and other significant waterways. The flood covered over 70,000 square miles, 180,000 square km, turning the Yangtze into what appeared to be a massive lake or ocean, according to the Nature of Disaster in China. The 1931 Yangtze River Flood, Cambridge University Press, 2018. Although NOAA estimates that as many as 3.7 million people may have perished, current government estimates place the death toll at around 2 million. If you like this video, follow us and you will find many videos that will help you to enhance your knowledge. Thanks for watching all the video. Please subscribe and hit the bell. See you soon.